Hi, in this video I will present you a very simple yet powerful framework I use in my work with my clients. This framework describes 9 stages of a business. The idea is that any business can, but does not have to, go through 9 possible stages. Of these 9 stages, only 2 are desirable. 4 stages you would want to leave within no more than 3 to 4 years. As for the other 3 stages, I let you decide for yourself. So what are these 9 stages? Let me draw them out for you. The first stage is dream up. At this stage, the business is only an idea in the head of the visionary entrepreneur. The next stage is startup. Here, the entrepreneur has launched the business and tries to make it work. What is startup? I very much like Steve Blank's definition of a startup. According to Steve, a startup is a temporary organization in search of a business model. The focus here is on temporary. That means that a team in startup must have only one goal in mind, and that is to get out of startup as soon as possible, ideally within 3 to 4 years. A business in startup is like a plane ready to take off. It only has a limited amount of runway to get off the ground. To do so, the business needs to achieve 3 things. First, it needs to find a viable business model with a compelling offer and a sustainable, profitable market. Note here, one big client is not a market. Second, it needs to develop a sales system to find and win a sufficiently large number of ideal clients. Third, it needs to build a team that can deliver and lead the business into the next stage. That is the second stage, which is ramp up. A business in this stage has found a profitable market and has learned how to sell and deliver. Les McKeown has another name for this phase. He simply calls it fun. This is one of the most satisfying stages of the business, and it is possible to stay in this stage as long as the founder is willing to run the business and provided the business stays agile and does not grow beyond a certain size. The motto in Ramp Up is just do it. Because in Ramp Up it's all about doing. The systems needed to run the business are simple and most business decisions are centralized. A business in Ramp Up is like flying an airplane on visual flight rules. That is, with conditions that are clear enough to allow the pilot to see where the aircraft is going. It is obvious that this way of running a business is only possible up to a certain size and complexity. Then the business inevitably hits a ceiling. It cannot grow beyond this ceiling with the way of running the business. You cannot scale a business if you're in just do it mode. It is simply not possible. Beyond this next ceiling is the next stage, which is scale up. Scale up, like startup, should be a temporary phase that you want to get through within 3 to 5 years. In scale up, 3 transformations need to take place. First, is a transformation of the leadership style and the leadership team. The second is a transformation of the business itself, the way it operates. And the third is a transformation of the processes and systems to run the business. Scale up is a challenging and tough learning process for all people involved in the organization, starting from the leader, the leadership team, and other members of the organization. But one which is worthwhile to achieve and move into the next phase, which is Agile Scale. As the name says, a business in Agile Scale is scalable, but still agile. Running a business in Agile Scale is like flying an airplane under instrument flying rules. That is, the pilot flies primarily through referring to instruments rather than visual references. In ramp-up, you're flying a Cessna propeller plane. In Agile Scale, you are flying a jet airplane. To stay in Agile Scale requires ambidexterity, which is striking the right balance between exploitation and exploration. Well, it is very difficult to get into Agile Scale and also difficult to stay in Agile Scale. It is easy to fall out of it again. Which leads us to the next stage. It is also the most dangerous one. I call it stalling. It is a stage that is hard to avoid and also hard to predict. When an airplane stalls, it simply does not fly anymore because the aerodynamic conditions are such that the wings don't generate enough lift. The same can happen to a business. And it typically happens when things seem to be going really well. To get out of stalling and back into Agile Scale requires courageous leadership and the willingness to make tough business decisions. It generally involves some sort of business renewal or business transformation. Otherwise, the business reaches the next stage, which is defend and exploit. Here, the business has lost its agility and its capacity to renew itself. As the name says, this is a stage in which the business leaders try to defend and exploit a business model that was successful in the past, but is unlikely to be successful forever. Sometimes businesses can stay in this stage for a long time. Kodak, for example, was in this stage for almost 20 years. It is very difficult to get a business that is in defend and exploit back into Agile Scale. And it will always require a change of leadership. The final two stages of a business are dying and gone. As mentioned in the introduction, there are only two stages you want your business to be in: ramp up and Agile scale. If you are in startup, scale up, or stalling, you want to get out of this stage within 3 to 4 years. And it is this time that it generally takes to get out of these stages. At Agility 3, our mission is to help business leaders achieve Agile Scale and stay there. How do we do this? The first step is always a 3-hour discovery workshop with the management team. The workshop is free, but we offer only 2 of them a month, and only after a phone conversation to determine if we are a good fit. To know more about our Discovery Workshop, just send us a short email to info@agility3.ch with the mention interested in free Discovery Workshop. I do hope you found this video interesting. If yes, please share it with a friend. Take care and goodbye.